Michelangelo is here with a game featuring a turtle, and that game is Rabbit Transit for your Supercharger, and I guess it also has rabbits in it too. Let's go ahead and hook up my Supercharger to my Atari 7800 Pro system and see how Rabbit Transit holds up today. Let's go to the game. Rabbit Transit was published by Starpath and carries a copyright year of 1983. It was programmed by Brian McGee, who would later help design the popular computer game Summer Games. According to the manual, you are a rabbit trying to get through the mysterious meadow and the land of ledges to start a family and make it grow. Meadow meanies are trying to prevent you from getting to your friend the turtle, who will carry you down the river to the land of ledges. Sneaky snakes, bothersome butterflies, chattering choppers, and other meanies will send you back to the top of the meadow or take away one of your chances. If you avoid all these obstacles and leap atop the turtle, you will go to the land of ledges. Here you will hop from ledge to ledge, attempting to turn them all into one magic color. But beware of a heartless man who will interfere by dropping rocks and undoing all your hopping efforts. If you do succeed in changing all the ledges into the magic color, you will go to the bunny bushes and start your family. Rabbit Transit is a Q*bert-style multi-screen game for 1 or 2 players alternating. The controls act like Q*bert, where you can only jump diagonally and the button isn't used. To jump, you use the joystick in a similar way to Q*bert on the Atari 2600. Up on the joystick jumps up diagonally right. Right jumps down diagonally right. Down jumps down diagonally left. And left jumps up diagonally left. To make this less confusing, you can hold the joystick at an angle with the button on the top. Personally, I held a Sega Genesis controller at an angle to play the game, and that worked pretty good for me. The game starts in the mysterious meadows, where you must avoid obstacles as you try to make your way down the screen and hop on the turtle's back to go to the second screen. In the land of ledges, you hop on the ledges with the goal to make them all the same color shown on the top left of the screen. The heartless man will drop rocks that can hit you, and in later stages will also change the color of the ledges it touches. Once you get all the ledges to the right color, you will see a cutscene at the bunny bushes where you find your mate and watch your family grow. The game then loops back to the first screen at increased difficulty, and every time you make it back to the bunny bushes, your family will grow larger. Both of the gameplay stages operate on a timer. If time runs out, you lose a life. You also lose a life for touching meadow meanies on the first screen or getting hit by a rock on the second screen. The difficulty switch for your controller affects the difficulty of the game, with the B position being the standard game and the A position making the game harder by having the turtle occasionally submerge and obstacles move faster. Scoring wise, you get points for making it down the screen in the mysterious meadows, for changing ledges to the correct color in the land of ledges, and bonus points depending on how quickly you complete a screen. You also get an extra life at 10,000 points. Graphically speaking, I like the colorful look of the game, as well as the various meanies and the animation of your rabbit. Sound and music wise, the sound effects get the job done, and I like the versions of London Bridge is falling down and the bear went over the mountain that play in the background. Family friendly wise, this game would most likely get an E for everyone rating if released today, although it does appear that the heartless man swears like Q*bert when the rabbit clears the ledge stage. And if you play the game with your kids, you might be asked where all those baby bunnies come from. Of course, some of you may simply say they come from Bunnies R Us, Bunny Bay, or rabbitson.com, or that there's a bunny Xerox machine in the bunny bushes. At the time of my research on eBay, including shipping, only one complete copy sold recently for $98. Like all the Starpath official releases, it was also included on the Stella Gets a New Brain CD, which nowadays can sell for around $200. So what do I think of Rabbit Transit? Typically, I'm not a big fan of Q*bert style games. I often have a hard time getting used to the controls and make mistakes because of them when the game gets hard, but I ended up really enjoying Rabbit Transit. The controls still took time for me to get used to, and there were times I lost a rabbit due to the unconventional controls, but the game was fun to play. I like how it has 2 different screens and how it uses more of the screen to move in than a typical Q*bert game. I also like the presentation with nice graphics and music and even a cutscene. The difficulty was also just right for me, and it increased at a good pace. So in the end, even though I'm not a big fan of Q*bert games, I really liked Rabbit Transit, even more so than Q*bert itself. So where am I going to rank Rabbit Transit? pretty high. I actually enjoyed the colorful graphics and 2 gameplay screens more than Communist Mutants from Space at number 3, but I do like Survival Island more at number 2. So out of the 7 games I've now ranked on the Supercharger, Rabbit Transit is hopping into the 3 position. Rabbit Transit is my favorite Q*bert-style game that I've played so far. At least that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please click like and subscribe and follow me on both the Facebook and the Twitter. I'm also a member of the Retro Junkies Network. At this time, I'd like to thank fellow YouTuber and Retro Junkies Network member Willie from Arcade USA for sending a Supercharger to the show. Thank you, Willie. I'd also like to thank all my extraordinary Patreon supporters, including Nick from the Genesis Gems podcast. Thank you, Nick. If you'd like to support the show and gain access to exclusive content, you could do so by signing up at patreon.com/NoSwearGamer. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care and go find some extra carrots. Your family's getting kinda big.